you see we're trying to film a movie here? Hey, quiet. So what's your favorite color? Shut it. So what's your favorite color?
Damn it, we broke the seal.
So what's your favorite color? So what's your favorite color?
Red.
Let's up. Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about, is it important to learn tablature when learning how to play guitar? Before we get into it, I just wanted to wish you all a happy new year. Unfortunately, Adrian couldn't be here today. He has to find ways to pay the bills, so he's got to have a job. So it's just me today. Happy New Year. I hope this is a good year for you all. I'm really weird with odd numbers. When a year like 2019 starts, I guess I'm superstitious, and I'm just thinking to myself like, great, it's an odd number year. Can't be good. That's just me. I'm weird like that. Even the volume on a TV has to be on an even number all the time. Otherwise I flip out. It's just one of those things. Today, I wanted to talk about tablature. I had a conversation a couple days ago with my wife where I was talking to her about the band Led Zeppelin. Stairway to Heaven had come on the radio, and I told her, I said, you know, the only reason why I think I really fell in love with this band was because when I was a kid, I learned their songs. One of the first things I learned to do when I started playing guitar was how to read tablature. I remember when I was a kid, I don't know, it might be the same nowadays. I mean, there was a magazine called Guitar World or Guitar Magazine, or I think both of them. I think two different magazines. I remember every month I would run to the store to get the new and the latest issue of Guitar Magazine. I would get all excited because every single issue came with about 4 or 5 songs and their tablature. So what does that mean? That means that as a guitar player, if you knew how to read tablature, you would learn their songs of whoever. And it was always random artists. I mean, I liked Led Zeppelin, even though I was a kid, Led Zeppelin had already done their thing. You know, I had appreciation for them. You know, I heard the songs on the radio and I was like, oh, that's a cool song. But it wasn't until I got the tablature to learn Stairway to Heaven, it opened my eyes to how amazing they were as a band. I started listening to all their songs. I started learning their songs by ear. It was like a whole new world of music. And I started to have an appreciation, and I started to realize how a lot of the more modern artists were obviously influenced by Led Zeppelin. If it weren't for me just trying to learn their song and being able to read the tablature to learn it, I would have never gotten the appreciation for the band that I have today. It got me to thinking, especially in terms of new guitar players. We're trying to help those of you who want to get started in, whether it be in playing an instrument, music production, just anything music, we want to get that advice out there to you. And there's a lot of musicians out there that don't learn tablature, don't learn how to read music, and they do perfectly fine. However, I will say that, in my opinion, learning tablature is an extremely crucial skill to learning how to play guitar. I'm at the point now, having been playing for so many years, I don't have to go to tablature anymore to learn a song. I can still read it, but you know, I just listen to a song and I can eventually find the notes and I can play it. But if you're a beginner, if you're a newbie, it's a skill that you should definitely look into acquiring. Tablature is simple. There is a bar that is pretty much the 6 guitar strings. So you've got this bar which represents the 6 strings, and this bar will reflect the fret. So these are the frets. So if I told you to play on the low E string, the 1st fret, you're going to play right here. But if you're actually looking at tablature, it's gonna look like this. So then you would put 1 on the first fret right here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. And that's the E string. If you're in a standard tuning, then you go to the A string. The A string is the next string below. And if I say A string, first fret, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I were to say open on the E string, which represents usually by a 0. So this is open. This is open, right? And then a 2, then that means you would strum them both together. 0, 2, and then you would get an E chord. I'm showing you like that because when you look at the tablature, that's how you're gonna see it. It's gonna look just, your bars are gonna be essentially like looking at a guitar neck in a sense because of the 6 strings that are there to represent. And the numbers represent the fret that you need to push down on. Usually some tablature will tell you the beats per second, which just represents the rhythm or the speed at which the song is. If you're trying to learn a song, your best bet is to just have the tablature there in front of you and just try to play along. You're gonna have to probably put the song from the beginning over and over and over again, but just play along and you'll learn the song. And this will come way before you start learning it by just listening to it. If you only knew how many guitar players I have asked if they know tablature or know how to read tablature and have no idea. It's sad. You don't even need to have a magazine like I did. All you need is an app. You can find apps that actually have the tablature there for you. Some of them, from what I understand, even will have the song there so you can play it, so you can play along with the tablature. I'm getting weird calls and weird messages. You could probably learn it and understand it in like 10 minutes, maybe 20, perhaps 30. But it's fast. You'll learn it and then you can go online or you can go on your phone and you can start looking up all your favorite songs and you can learn how to play them. And that's so much easier than trying to learn how to play it by ear right now in the beginning stages. Once you get good, you won't need that tablature anymore. You can just play it by ear and everything will be a piece of cake. And people will be like, wow, you just learned that by listening? And you'll be like, well, yeah, it's a cool skill to have. On the last note, I wanted to talk about, there's a band that, from what I understand, they originated here in El Paso that I just love. And I don't use the word love very frequently. It's not very many bands that I love that I can just say like, my God, this band is amazing. Let me tell you how I can tell you how I know when I really love a band. Why am I holding my phone? I know that I really love a band when I actually go buy their songs on iTunes. Yeah, and there's not very many bands that I've done that for. But there's this one band that I just really wanted to highlight today because I just think they're amazing. And the cool part of it too is that from what I understand, they actually originated here in El Paso. But it's this band that's just blown up. They're amazing. And they're called Cigarettes After Sex. If you haven't heard them, guys, you have to check them out. Their music is just phenomenal. I wish I could play it on here, but it's obviously copyrighted and I'll probably get in trouble. But I'll put a link for a couple of songs in the right below because you have to hear these guys. They're amazing. It's like if you were to take, you know what, I don't even want to make comparisons. As an artist, I know when I was full on in a band, one of the things I hated more than anything is when people would try to compare us and they would try to say, oh, you know who you guys sound like? Such a major annoyance to me. To me, it's like the equivalent of like when you go up to somebody and you say, God, you know who you look like? And you say it's like an ugly person and they're like, thanks. It's kind of like that. So I don't like to say like they sound like this. All I can say is that they sound amazing. Cigarettes After Sex, they're amazing. But I want to go a little bit further. So apparently there's a member of that band. His name is Philip Tubbs. I believe he's from here in El Paso as well. He went on and I guess, I don't know if it's a side project. I haven't really read a whole lot. All I know is that a friend of mine posted something and I was like, oh, I'm gonna check this out. I wonder who this is. I read that there was a connection to Cigarettes After Sex, who I already love. And so when I saw that there was a connection to Cigarettes After Sex, I realized, oh, I wanna hear this. So I went and I listened and it's this band called Pink, Orange, Red. Or is it Orange, Red, Pink? Or Pink, Red, Orange? Cigarettes After Sex. Pink, Orange, Red. They are you know, that doesn't give them any justice. It's when you hear the chorus to the songs. Listen to this chorus. I'm trying to listen and I get a text message, and then you gotta go back again. I don't know where to download the song at this point, so gotta do this. Oh. Stop texting me, people! Such a beautiful chorus. And again, I don't want to compare or make comparisons. I mean, when I hear that, I mean, I can't help it. I mean, I do hear a little bit of Depeche Mode in there, but Depeche Mode is like godlike in the world of music, in my opinion. Oh, I just love it. I just love it. And what I love even more is that it's coming out of my hometown. We don't get much talent coming out of El Paso. I mean, we have At the Drive-In, we have Sparta. You know, there's really not a whole lot. I mean, my band back in the day. But really, aside from that, there really isn't a whole lot of talent coming out of El Paso. Oh, Khalid. Yeah, I mean, got very, very little talent. And then the talent that does exist here, they don't end up doing anything with their talent. They end up just working at like Village Inn, or like you think they're out there doing something awesome, and then you find out they're like forklift operators or used car salesmen who all of a sudden they're like 45 years old and they're trying to tell you like they're in the middle of writing the best album ever and they still want to get signed. Yeah. Check them out, guys. Secrets After Sex. I'll put the link there. Check out Pink, Orange, Red. I'll put the link there. Again, I don't even know these guys. I'm not being paid to say this or to promote them in any way. It's just when I hear good music, I want to share it. I just think it's amazing, so check them out. Go learn how to play tablature. Go out and go, well, you don't even have to go out anymore. Just go online and look up tablature. Just type tablature. That's it. Start learning those songs, because if you learn those songs, you start getting better. It's like anything in life. Anything in life has a learning curve. The problem with people is that most people give up during that learning curve. Majority of people, and this doesn't just pertain to guitar or music in general. This pertains to anything in life. Here's some words of wisdom. Life, wisdom, over the course of life that I've been in existence. Does that make sense? 90% of people start things and don't finish them, especially the more difficult something is. When there's that learning curve. When there's that learning curve, or when something is tough, most people, the reality is, most people give up. It's the reason why we don't have as many doctors as we do. I don't want to offend anybody, but we don't have as many doctors as we do car salesmen. Why? Because anybody can be a car salesman, but can anybody be a doctor? No. It takes a lot of work. So if you get through that point where you're just frustrated and you feel like you just want to give up, if you can get through that, you'll come out glad that you did. I hear this so much. I wish I would have learned guitar. Or I got a guitar and I started, but I never actually learned how to play. Or like they'll grab a guitar and they'll play like a Nirvana song, or just something ridiculously easy to play on guitar, and they'll be like, I can play this. Doesn't make you a guitar player. Struggle. Get through those moments of frustration. On that note, have a happy new year, guys. 2019 hopefully is gonna be a good year. So like, subscribe, share it. We got another giveaway coming up at 500 subscribers. We will see you guys next time. Bye.